Alright, in our last lessons, we covered the definition and classification of machine learning. You will learn that models are generally categorized in classification models, regression models, and clustering models. Now, how do we generate these models through machine learning? Based on different methods, machine learning can be broadly divided into 4 types: supervised learning, unsupervised learning, semi-supervised learning, and the last one is reinforcement learning. Let's dive into these 4 methods of machine learning in detail. First, let's understand what supervised learning is. Supervised learning requires that each sample is provided with the actual value of the predicted quantity, which means providing labels. The test result obtained through the model are compared with the actual result of the test samples to continually adjust the prediction model until the test results reach a certain accuracy rate. Let me give you an example. Imagine a student learning where a teacher provides the answers to the homework. By comparing their answers with the correct ones, the students can achieve better learning outcomes with this method. Supervised learning mainly deals with classification and regression problems, and it can be used to build classification models and regression models. Classic algorithms commonly used for the classification, including k-nearest neighbors, also called KNA, logistic regression, decision tree, and support vector machine, NFBS. Common regression algorithms including linear regression, polynomial regression, and others. Now, let me give you some examples. First, let's talk about the classification algorithm, k-nearest neighbors. As the name suggests, it's about finding the nearest neighbors. Specifically, for new input data, we found the key closest data points in the training dataset, which are the key neighbors. The new input data is classified into the category that most of these key data points belong to. Next, let's look at this image. It has 2 types of sample data: blue squares and red triangles. In the middle, there's a green circle, which represents a new data point to be classified. If k equals 3, it means when finding neighbors for the green circle, we look for the 3 closest points. From the image, we can see that the 3 closest points to green circle are 2 red triangles and 1 green square. In these cases, since the red triangles are in the majority, we can infer that the green circle is more likely to belong to the red triangle category. So, this new data is classified into the red triangle category. Now, let's consider a scenario where the k equals 5. We found that among the shapes close to the green circle, there are 3 blue squares and 2 red triangles. In this situation, the green circle mostly belongs to the blue category. Now, let's look at an example of decision tree algorithm. In this image, it represents a decision tree algorithm. If you encounter calls on data structures, you may probably be familiar with trees. Trees are composed with nodes. In this image, nodes are represented squares and ellipses. To distinguish between the leaf nodes and the no-leaf nodes, Lymph nodes, which represent a prediction result, are shown as ellipses. No-lymph nodes, which represent feature of the data, are shown as squares. Finally, we connect pair nodes and chair nodes with lines. Next, let's see how this decision tree is generated using specific data. The data shown here is weather data used to decide whether to play tennis. Based on this data, I use the decision tree algorithm to generate a decision model. To determine if it's suitable for play tennis today, you just input today's weather conditions into the learned model, and it will give you a prediction, yes or no. Let's see how the decision tree model is generated based on this data. First, let's observe the data carefully. We found that the outlook plays an important role in play tennis. Other weather factors like the wind and humidity also affect whether to play tennis. Therefore, we can use the weather outlook as the root of decision tree, and the other three weather factors, temperature, humidity, and wind, can be the child node of the root, representing the features. They are in a parallel relationship. Based on this observation, we can draw this decision tree. Okay, take a break.